But what I know is I'm feeling just fine.
My life is like a red carpet, and I'm feeling like the richest millionaire. This is my local mayor, and I'm the biggest star around here.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail. A gangster life with a civilian mindset. The thumbnail is Boosie talking about not necessarily the baby, but on DJ Vlad talking about, people trying. They were talking about people trying the rapper the baby, and how somebody tried to break into his house, and Boosie said they shot him in the leg. And Boosie was talking about how if you try to break into his home, he ain't gonna shoot you in the leg. And he's like, his kids are in the house. I'm not gonna let you get off some shots and possibly shoot some kids in my house, his children, which I understand. I very much so understand. The thing about it, though, is, and I talked about this prior, when they were blaming the jeweler that died, Duke, on Boosie. And it's like, nah, he ain't had nothing to do with it. And you remember, Boosie got shot in the leg after the Mo 3 thing. Here's the issue. You go around saying you're a gangster. You love everything that is gangster. You frequently hang around gangsters, what you want to call it, drug dealers, robbers. You basically open your home to the likes of these people. That's why, there are a bunch of break-ins in Atlanta, and Boosie was on DJ Vlad talking about how somebody from the police let him know that, his house was on the list for being burglarized or robbed. They was going to try to run in his house and get him, or get his stuff, rather, if he was there, if his kids was there. And because school is in session, so his kids would have to be there if they wanted to rob the house. Let's just say it like that. So the problem with all that is you're a gangster. You're a gangster. Like, you invited people to your home to quote unquote inspire them, but you want to inspire that gangster type population too. So guess what they want to do? They want to rob you. They see you living, you doing good, you eating good, you on social media showing everybody, the life per se. You're going around showing that, how thugging got you rich. But now when it could possibly come at your front doorstep, you want to follow civilian rules? Like, you brought this on yourself. I'm not wishing anything to happen to him or his family. But what I'm saying is, if you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. So guess what'll happen? If you enjoy that lifestyle, kind of like what I was talking about with Quando Rondo denouncing being a Crip after his friend got shot, but he was all in for it prior to that, right? So what I'm saying, the thing with Boosie is, and people will say Boosie a real one, I ain't even gonna get into all of that. But if you been talking about being a dope boy, been talking about being a killer, been talking about, that's the environment you came from, and that's what you like, and that's what you love, and you a hustler, and you this and you that, and you frequently find yourself around those same type of people, and plus that's really your fan base. That's really part of your fan base. It ain't nothing wrong, that's just the truth of it. But your fan base, some people in your fan base want to get you, and all of a sudden when you live by gangster rules and have a gangster life, and you want to swear to everything that's G status, then why be a civilian? Because now it could come to your doorstep. Now your family's at risk. You knew that already. You knew that when you got involved in that life. You knew that already. You know, kind of like, what is that, The Godfather? The last one, where Andy Garcia was playing the nephew or cousin that had to take over. And I think it was Al Pacino. You know, when he was Michael Corleone, and you know he was head of the family, and he was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And then his daughter got killed at the end when they was trying to kill him, and then he had this breakdown. And you know the cousin that was trying to take over wasn't trying to hear none of that. He's like, "Hey man, it's time. You give me the reins." And he's like, "This is my," you know, he's crying, and it's like, "Hey man, whatever." I forget which. There was another show or movie, a series of movie, where they had the guy. Might have been The Sopranos or The Wire, one of them, something like that, or Fargo. I think it's season 4 of Fargo. And when he, you know, one of the old gangsters got wind of, "Hey man, you doing this and you killing this person, you doing this to my family," and the guy said, "Bro, how many people's families have you've done this to already? Like, how is it all of a sudden a bad thing when it's yours, when it's your family? Oh, now it's bad? Like, do you realize how many people's fathers and sons and nieces and nephews and sisters and mother that you didn't off? Like, what are you talking about?" And this was a guy on his side. But my point at the end of the day is this: is like, don't turn into a civilian now when you go, "Oh man, you know, this is not how it's gonna happen." You know, in the sense of, I'm not saying not defend yourself and all that, but I'm saying stop ignoring that you bringing that element to your household by loving to be a gangster, because gangsters don't have boundaries. They don't respect anything civilian style. Like, there's not a rule, "Oh, I'm gonna be a gangster. Oh, but now I'm gonna stop." You know what I'm saying? These are lines that we don't cross, because we know them days long gone. They crossed all lines. So tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.